eating the jollof and the drink, we just say, cheers, I want to marry you. Most women, we don't want that one. I know, right? Most people don't want, no. We want you to go on one knee, right? Go on one knee, and then there's flowers and there's pearls, and you go like, will you marry me? And obviously, sometimes we are expecting it, but we behave as if we are not expecting it. Then we go like, oh, you understand? And so we do that. And then we commit ourselves and we say, yes, indeed, we intend doing it. But one thing I tell people is, when you are making a promise and you know you can't keep it, don't make that promise. Legally, we have something called breach of promise to marry. I think a few years ago, it became a whole topical issue in Ghana. So you promise the lady, I'll marry you. You promise the gentleman, I'll marry you. Then something happens, one reason or the other, you find yourself another lady, and you go like, you know what, I'm not going to marry you again. The Adventist youth is not becoming aware of this trend, but the outside world is becoming very aware. Because most of the cases I've had are not Adventist ladies or Adventist gentlemen, they're outside. And yes, we are saying that we should marry within the church, but there's a possibility that you go and meet a gentleman who knows these rules, and if you go and propose and you break that promise without legitimate reason, the person will sue you. What I'm trying to say is, you have promised to marry someone, and you've shown it, either with a ring, with the Bible, by going to the person's house to say that I intend marrying you, I'm interested in you, I want to marry you. You are not saying I want to do boyfriend, girlfriend. You've moved further to tell the person I'm interested in marrying, and you've shown commitment. That commitment, we call it the evidence, right? So you've given the person evidence to prove that I'm really interested in getting married to you. And then you change your mind. The person can take you to court, and the person can, usually we give the person damages in respect to money. The person can get a lot of money. Sometimes to you, we the ladies, sometimes the gentleman proposes to us, you are interested, and along the way, you get, in quotes, a better catch, or you are no more interested. And then he has agreed to marry you. You have agreed. He asked you to marry him. You've agreed. Now you are breaching that promise. The guy too can take you to court for breach of promise to marry. Most of the adults, we always look at it from the angle of the women. You understand? That the women always are the victims. What I can say is that nowadays, the women are not the victims anymore. Some of the women are victims, yes. But we have the gentlemen also being victims. But the funny thing is, the men are not ready to go the whole haul. They usually, one gentleman, the case came up and he was like, you know what, she should go. But most of the ladies, they go like, hell no. I want my pound of flesh. And we help the person get their pound of flesh. Because that's the work we do. So what I'm trying to say here is, let's say, for example, all these things are done. Someone will ask the basic question. And he said, what if the person cheats on me and I want to leave the relationship? That's what we call a defense. So let's say I say I will marry you. And for one reason or the other, because of your character, or because you've cheated, or because you've shown some disrespect to my parents, I can't marry you. I have a defense. So yes, I'll marry you. I'll do all that. But then now, because of what you've done, I can't marry you anymore. And that is a defense. So when a person takes you to court, all you have to say is that the person has done this, and based on these, I don't need you to sleep with another girl. All I need to see is evidence and respect to you doing something else with another girl. Maybe kissing, maybe hugging, intimately. That's all I need. That's what we call the entrapment. I'm not teaching you these things to go and do them. The Adventist student, a builder for Christ. I'm telling you these things so that you are aware of what is going on in the world. You are aware of what is going on in the world, that you don't fall a victim. Because if you fall a victim and they bring you to my office, Usually what happens is that the pastors will call, the elders will call. If you don't know what is happening, they just give the case to another lawyer. It will go on. So please be careful. So before you say I do, we look at the betrothal, right? Betrothal means marrying this person. They agree. Then we have engagement. Engagement is not a marriage. I'll get to another type of marriage. By engagement, basically, usually, the man's family or the man will go to the woman's family and say, I want to marry your daughter. Just to show. Usually, in our local dialects, we call it knocking, right? That is engagement. Engagement is not a traditional marriage. So you go and do the knocking. You put the, I want to marry. That is you showing interest in the lady. Cohabitation, it's on a mess, but usually the man and the woman will be staying together. That is before marriage. Then we have the impenetration. The guy will pass through the girl's house and sleep overnight. Vice versa. And then we have the blessing without customary marriage. There are some people, they are doing impenetration.